What's good with y'all? It's your boy John Smooth, and this is the truth on war. How it's caused, what causes it, and the solution, because there's no need of war on this beautiful planet. So let's get started. It says, large-scale conflict. Synonyms: warfare, conflict, hostiles, armed struggle, battle, campaign, combat, fight. Alright, so when it comes to war, they got the governments, they're misusing taxes, misusing money, creating viruses, creating weapons of mass destruction ever since 1492. All of their technologies have been failing. When I say they, it can mean any government faction that misuses humanity, misusing taxes, and this is what they cause war by not giving people the right things to invest in plants, but they're sending these poor nations that are literally being put into war. The war is being caused by our governments misusing taxes and only sending guns, drugs, and prepackaged food to these places while they're freaking turning their home into rubble. And let's see a picture of it. Kid in Afghanistan, for an example, looking at rubble. High-powered bullets coming in there, just banging these buildings. And it's just not good. Look at that kid dragging stuff. Then they have these kids made vulnerable. The land gets destroyed. And then they have to go off and join a war. They have to go off and feel like they have to join a war. They look around, they see people in military soldier suits go around destroying land and doing all kinds of stuff. So then they get given drugs and guns to make sure that they don't see like plants and things like that as unity. They'll give everyone guns and drugs and destroy their home, and then say, oh, America's destroying you guys' home. This is the reason why you guys are mad. When all the governments have been secretly agreeing to sell out the land and do all kinds of stuff. And the masses are being put in the middle of what these stupid tax spenders are doing with the planet. And it's just stupid. What they're doing with taxes, what they're doing with resources, making sure there's money for war, but the poor can't be self-sustainable. They have to be made vulnerable for war to continue to happen. And these people aren't vulnerable before 1492 ways of trading society. Everyone's growing plants. Now people are just working for money, growing war with unknowingly, and a lot of stuff, a lot of jobs after 2030 aren't going to be here. They want everyone in war or sick. And this really isn't cool. Like, they get people taught in the different languages, and then when they're like 400 years or 600 years into the language, then like you have like they'll wipe you out, or just because you're dependent on nature and not factories and dams and oil rigs, and just because of that, they'll think that they'll get other working populations to think that you need to become extinct. It's just the fact that taxes and things are being misused, the wrong things are being respected and valued, and we're not valuing people that take care of the planet. we're being given a perspective that we gotta go to war with them. So the cycle just never stops, and it's retarded. And the truth on war is caused by not the people working. They're just being told what to do, and oh yeah, this is who's destroying your home. U.S. military soldiers. And then they're showing Diddy and Bieber and Gates and how they farm and how they treat women and respect people. So they come here, they're ready. All right, you fucked up my home. I'm ready to get you. And that's how they get a good population to get into war. And then our population, they just say, oh, they're savages, or they're this and they're that, but they're literally no food, no water, and then being given drugs, prepackaged food, while they're taking all their nature for them to be dependent on nature and truly be able to. Because if you visit these places before war, they'd be handing out goods and handing out stuff, like greeting everybody in. But now that we got all this stuff, they can't greet anyone in. They're ready to fight. They can't greet anyone in due to taxes being spent on propaganda, on trying to make these populations look like they're bad, or they can't govern themselves. They need assistance, but they don't need any assistance. They have fruit trees, they have everything they need, and our taxes need to stop being spent on destroying forests, destroying wildlife needed for the planet to grow, animals, all this different kind of stuff, nature. And if anything, the only thing they need assistance with is soldiers that can actually be told what's going on, the mistreatment of trafficking of people, the mistreatment of mining land, mining minerals, mining moisture, dumping factory waste into the rivers, and then they can't drink water. They gotta build all these pipelines, and it ruins their forest. So if military people were actually told, I mean, if they need assistance, it's just military people to actually stand against tyranny, not to just promote and keep causing tyranny. So if that's the assistance. But Bill Gates has literally said on a video that overpopulation is the problem, but they're the ones trying to replace humans with AI by making everyone sick and ill-informed when it comes to topics of aliens, comes to topics of crazy weather, comes to topics of them causing crazy weather by mining and taking moisture out of the planet. So when it comes to overpopulation, and it all connects to war, because they've been causing viruses, they've been causing plagues, creating viruses and plagues in laboratories, and they've also been vaccinating farmer populations ever since 1492 to keep the war going, and then getting these populations that had their nature destroyed to blame other populations that still have nature. So it's a terrible cycle. We gotta protect nature and respect the people that are still protecting nature, because this cycle must end if we do not want to perish. Share this video out, and like, share, subscribe. Peace. And I say you need assistance when it comes to war, because if these videos are shared out when it comes to aliens, when it comes to end of the world, them causing crazy weather, them causing crazy weather by taking drastic amounts of minerals out of the earth, drastic amounts of moisture out of the earth, and that's what causes all this climate disaster. And different videos like that, you know, these videos get shared out, and there won't have to be any war. So that's why I say need assistance. So just share these videos out if you don't want war, and like, share, subscribe. Peace. That they do need if they need assistance. So this is a good video. Share it out. Like, share, subscribe. Peace. John Smooth. I'm out. Peace. But yeah, that's it for the video. Like I said, share, like, subscribe. Peace.